Yo, what's good? Welcome back to another one, man. We are back with yet another one, right? You already know what we get into here. If you are new, go ahead and subscribe with post notifications on. Make sure you hit the bell, okay? So you get notified right away once I upload a video. We will be uploading every day long content, right? We getting like at least 3 to 2 hours in every day from me. Alright. But we do got a lot of good clips in here, so let's go ahead and get into it. Alright, let's go ahead and see what's going on in here.
And here on the edges, you'd run into a 150-foot wall of ice, guarded by NASA employees with guns.
And how far that ice goes outwards. And when people try to go down there, they get turned away at gunpoint and put in prison.
The heavens are a dome that arcs over the flat Earth. The sun, the moon, the stars, they're all just little balls of light in the sky that move around just above the Earth's surface.
Now the North Pole is the center of a deep ocean, whereas the South Pole is the center of a high plateau which averages 7,000 or 8,000 feet in altitude.
The water is completely flat, for as far as we can see and as far as we've measured, and the horizon is completely flat.
I'm in Mexico now. I've been sitting on the beach reading everything there is to read about the history of people who believe the Earth is flat. And there's one thing that I just had to try for myself.
This is a simple experiment that anybody can conduct to determine definitely that the Earth is flat. Grab a spirit level and take it on the plane with you.
117. Found this hardware store, bought myself a level. Gracias, amigo.
One of the stranger things that ever done.
And I'm bringing it with me on the airplane. I'm gonna do some of this empirical science myself.
If you are to fly
Oh,
on a
goodness.
non-rotating Earth, please explain what kind of experience will a pilot really have.
The logic goes that if the Earth is round and I'm flying thousands of miles, which I'm about to do, then the airplane will have to be tipped a little bit the whole time in order to make it around the curvature of the Earth.
The plane should be constantly dipping its nose forward in order to compensate for the curvature.
I would be able to see the tilt of the airplane if I put my newly purchased level on the tray table in front of me.
I'm going to take my spirit level onto the plane.
If my tool shows me that the plane is totally level,
That's proof that the Earth is flat.
let's go see what happens.
Oh, I think they took a trip around the whole world. Or I don't remember.
4 hours on an airplane, and I'm back. My little level experiment worked wonderfully. The bubble stayed nice and center. Turns out the plane was not dipping its nose in order to make it around the Earth. I'm seeing all the evidence. What if the Earth actually is flat? The plane wasn't dipping. The level was flat.
Let's do it.
And he finds this canal system that is incredibly straight. This canal goes on for almost 10 kilometers, like 6 miles of just a straight line. If the Earth is a globe, and people say it's 25,000 miles in circumference, then if I look at a straight line, after the first mile, the curvature of the Earth would mean that the canal would now be 8 inches lower. After 2 miles, it would be 32 inches lower. After 3 miles, 72 inches lower, meaning like 6 feet, almost 2 meters. Eventually, the dip from the curvature of the Earth would be so great that you could easily observe it. Puts a telescope right above the surface of the water, and then puts a boat on the canal with a 1 meter tall post on it. So what he wants to see is if the Earth is curved, if it's a globe, this post will start to disappear over the horizon. So he does it. The boat goes away, it goes the entire 6 miles of the canal, and it stays in sight the entire time. It doesn't dip over the horizon. Like, man, I just proved that the Earth is flat. And I did it with a telescope and a boat. And here on the edges, you'd run into 150
I think the Earth is definitely flat. Right. It's probably like a pancake or something, like a stack of pancakes, right? With a little dome over it. Yeah. That's what I think. I mean, that's the only way that we can really look at it as, right? Just layers of existence, right? I'll just say that.
Next year's gonna be 2024, which is an 8. People can go back to wanting that bag.
Wow, so you're able to predict recessions using numerology.
What they're gonna be interested in based off the energy the earth is spinning around. For instance, in 2023, which adds up to a 7, a lot of people are picking up on this. Spirituality, numerology, astrology. Does it mean that everyone in the world's gonna pick up on it? No, this is a percentage game. If 5% of the world was interested in 2022, I would say about 22, 23% of the world. You see posts now from the so-called alpha male red pill guys. Yo, this numerology and astrology stuff's real. And next year, it's going to be about finances. Next year, it's going to be more about the Bitcoin, more about the crypto, because people are going to be super focused on finances. And then 2025 hits, we'll go back to the spirituality realm. Next year's going to be 2024, which is an 8. People.
That makes me wonder, like, now that we are, like, you getting all this money, right? Now you can focus on yourself with spirituality in 2025. So, hey, man, a lot of people is going to make a lot of money in 2024, man. A lot of people going to come up, man. So, if you want to come up, just find what you like to do and just capitalize off of that, for real. There's no way you should not be curating anything on the internet to make you some revenue online. You know, you definitely should look into that if you haven't already looked into that, right? There's no way you should still be in this rat race, right? And if you are, use it to your advantage, right? That's all what I got to say on that.
Here we go! Here the fuck we go! Here the fuck we... Here we go! Here the fuck we go! Here...
Tesla robot attacked an engineer and left a trail of blood. What? Nah. Where's the proof? I need proof. Nah, this is crazy.
The Home Alone theory. Okay, so
this is what we're going to.
Kevin, he was actually
y'all remember that movie with Will Smith? What's the movie called? I forgot.
Not just not just because. So his father, right? Theory goes that his father, he owned that huge house and so much people in there. There is a theory that he wasn't actually able to afford that place and all the excursions and things they do, right? And Kevin, being the one child that the whole family, they just thought he was a runt, and then they didn't really like him, right? Remember in the beginning of the movie,
Robot, that's what's called. I'm gonna rewatch that.
And it's almost as if he knew who he was already, and they were having a friendly conversation. Now, the theory goes that the father, he hired the burglars to go and do a robbery to claim on the insurance. Also, to claim insurance on Kevin's death. They killed. Yo, only the mom was the only one that really cared about Kevin. The father didn't really care about Kevin that much. If you really take it in, the mom was the one that's like, Kevin, where's Kevin? Remember? The Home Alone theory. Okay, so there's a theory.
Were they trying to tell us something?
Don't listen to any of this.
So once upon a time.
So basically, Julia Roberts, Marshall Ali, Ethan Hawke. So it's basically a film about a cyber attack by hackers on America. They also sent drones go by and they're dropping thousands. I'm talking about hundreds of thousands of flyers with a snake photo that says "Death to America." Okay, on one side of the coast. On the other side of the coast, they had the same drones, but they were dropping stuff in Chinese and just from different countries, so you don't know where it's coming from, right? It was an all-out attack using something that they called the 3-stage maneuver to topple the government from within, that ended with bombs dropping on cities, on the White House, and they had radiation. So the 3-stage maneuver is isolation. They disable all communications and transportation, making people deaf, dumb, and paralyzed. Number 2 was synchronized chaos. Terror with covert attacks and disinformation with no clear enemy. Nobody knows who the hell it's coming from. And then the 3rd stage is the coup d'etat, civil war, and collapse.
But the key is, it says 3rd stage happens on its own. You don't need to do anything.
You don't do it.
This first phase is isolation, then it's synchronized chaos, which means it's intentional. But the 3rd stage, you don't do anything. It's civil war and collapse. This program was known as the most cost-effective way to destabilize a country.
Yeah, dude.
That's what they said in the movie, by the way.
Yeah.
That's the actor.
Marshall Ali?
He's the one that says it.
Oh, yeah. He says a lot of crazy stuff.
Because tell him why he knew this stuff, because his friend, he kept saying.
He had so in the car, dude, I got goosebumps right now. There's a scene where he's looking at Ethan Hawke and he's like, listen, I have a very powerful friend. We always joke around. He always says that he goes to meet with these elites and they tell him this type of stuff and it's a cabal and it's evil. And dude, he gets quiet and he goes, this last time he didn't respond. He's his money manager. He goes, he didn't respond and they were leaving because they know they have a heads up that this stuff is coming down the pipe. So I'm watching this, Pat, and then I'm like, wait, Barack, why would an ex-president and his wife produce something like this as if they know something is happening, right? And he paid, what you said, he played a key role in the film. He was hands-on the entire film. Sam Ismail, the guy, the director, said that he was there giving him real-world feedback. So when this guy was doing stuff, Barack was like, no, that's not how this would play out. Trust me, this is how it would play out. Also, just a little detour. They had some backlash for what he did. They said in the movie about white people. There's a scene where Marshall Ali's laying in bed with his daughter because they're staying in the basement of this house. And he said, and this is what the daughter says, and I quote, I'm asking you to remember that if the world falls apart, trust should not be doled out easily to anyone, especially white people. So that's in there. By the way, there's another quote.
Were they trying to tell us something?
Don't listen to any of this.
So once upon a time.
Definitely. They definitely were trying to tell us something. And that's crazy that Obama was involved with this. What are you doing, Obama? Like, come on, man. Why are you out here helping people make movies, man? Are you trying to give us a heads up, you know? Gotta think about that.
We now know that cancer is vulnerable between the frequencies of 100,000 hertz and 300,000 hertz. Two input frequencies, one low, one high, and the higher frequency must be 11 times the lower, what we musicians would call the 11th harmonic. When we add the 11th harmonic, we begin to shatter microorganisms like a crystal glass. These organisms are being shattered by our electronic signals. They begin to slow down, then they stop, and then they begin to disintegrate within about 3 minutes. You'll see a large organism in the center, a paramecium, undergoing disintegration, and swimming all around it, a tiny different organism, which is unharmed. We film the destruction of hundreds of microorganisms. We attack pancreatic cancer. They change their shape and size. This is the beginning of a process of destruction for cancer cells. So now we attack leukemia cells, shattered into dozens of fragments. You can see by the end of the video, the great many ovarian cancer cells were destroyed. Now we attack pancreatic cancer once more. The tumor shrinks and is broken up in repeated controlled laboratory experiments, independently assayed by the two top experts. We killed an average of 25% to 42% of the leukemia cells, as high as 60%. They also determined that we slowed the growth rate of the cancer by as much as 65%, so a double effect. Cancer treatment rooms for children will be a very different place. They'll draw pictures, color in their books, play with their toys, all the while unaware that above them are beautiful blue pinkish plasma lights emanating healing, pulsing electric fields, shattering their cancer painlessly and non-toxically, one cell at a time. Thank you.
I don't know about that one. But
Yo,
hey,
so I just
that's crazy though. Like, how they can just do that though.
Watched this full 2-hour-long Mr. Beast interview where he pretty much.
If you look in society, some things don't make sense. People in positions of power have to pay homage to their masters. Example, 13 is the 13 bloodline families. The ways that they pay homage to these people in society is very hidden in plain sight. McDonald's, big M, right? Marathon gas station, big M. Why do they signify the M? Because M is the 13th letter of the alphabet. If you look at the Philadelphia 76ers, they were called the team the 76ers because of what happened in 1776. That's the logical thinking. But they don't call them the 1776ers. They call them the 76ers. What's 7 plus 6? 13. There you go. The San Francisco 49ers, 4 and 9 again is 13. So they do things like this hidden in plain sight. If you look in society, some things don't make sense. People.
Bro, you know what I realized? That is fucked. We live in a world of watchers. There's a bunch of people who would rather just watch than interact. There's people probably in your life right now who watch what you do just for the sake of watching. They don't want to support. They don't want to interact. They don't want to comment. They don't want to show love, but they will literally watch everything you do just so their own perception, their own judgment on you just grow. You feel what I'm saying? Beware. You know, beware. Stay spiritually protected, man. Fuck the watchers. Fuck them. Bro, you know what I realized? That is
But 9 is not one of those numbers I tell people to play with, you know, because it's a vibration that if you're not maintaining a humanitarian and a very good mindset of service, then it could go down the other road where it can be destructive. You can get into arguments, you can get into car accidents, all of that kind of stuff when you have a lot of 9s, you know, and you don't want to become reckless with that 9. So 9 is a very powerful number throughout history.
Don't click the link in the bio if you are afraid of the truth. Very few can actually handle it.
That lady who's like, that person isn't real. Yeah. Fam.
I remember that. I was like the internet right there. She took that by the internet.
Nah. And there was an article. By the airline. Yeah. They tried to contact her. They couldn't find her or any of her family members.
Damn, what the whole family?
Whole family.
What the fuck?
So
No.
Worth of
Hold on.
these, this is real life. This is not a fire drill.
Hold on. So she went missing. Everybody she knows went missing.
That is 100% proof that she saw a shapeshifter in that thing.
What do you think it is then?
I don't know. I like you said, it was a shapeshifter, fan. It was a ghost, something.
Because she said she like the person changed into somebody else.
Yeah.
So usually the people that change into somebody else, they say there's this thing like the reptilians. We talked about this before.
Yeah. That lady who's like, that.
Something I've always noticed is Uzi always speaks highly of Playboi Carti, like always. I know there's subtle shade here and there, like everybody always debates on who's better, but if you watch this like interview, it's only like 2 minutes, the whole thing. But if you watch it, Uzi's always giving praise, like the utmost respect to Carti. Like he finna drop his album. He said he hopes he's on it. They got like 1 million songs together. But Carti can never do the same. Like I know he's all mysterious and everything like that, but Uzi literally helped bring Carti up. Carti was always gonna make it, but like that little boost, the 1629, we all know. Something I've always noticed is
this is one of those videos that hit different. And looking at it from his perspective, I want to say he's 100% correct. The lottery could possibly be a scam. And here's why. Lottery scam. Run that video. Comment below. Have you ever won the lottery? I know I haven't.
The lottery is not only one of the top 5 biggest scams in the United States, it is also one of the biggest ways that we could hit the government right where it hurts, in their pocketbook. If you think about it, every time there's a multi-million or a $2 billion Powerball jackpot in New York State or in the United States, the only person that has a 100% guaranteed chance of winning every single time is either the IRS, New York State, or the federal government. Because no matter what, every single time there's a drawing and someone wins, they're also a winner. They take 50% in taxes. So every single time there's a lottery drawing, they are winning $1 million, $5 million, $100 million, $2 billion. So I will admit, I have no idea where that money that they are guaranteed to win every single time to the tune of billions of dollars is going. So my thought is, our chance of winning the Powerball is near 0%. The government's chance of winning is 100%. So if we really wanted to hit the government where it hurts, we as a population would stop. We would stop participating in the lottery. That's a guaranteed way that the government will get billions of dollars less every year. The lottery's a scam. Let's stop participating.
Yeah, I agree. I definitely agree. You know? That's why nobody ever wins. Well, it's like, and then the money go right back to them, and then they want to take money from you to taxes. Like, get out of here. You know, everybody needs to stop, like he said.
But that literally changed my face. And why is this? Because a lot of people, they hold their traumas and their emotions in their face. Sometimes you're not ugly. Sometimes you don't recognize yourself anymore because there is trauma stuck in your face. People used to always tell me, why are you sad? Why do you always look sad? I had a sad expression in my face. I looked in the mirror and I thought, no, this is normal, right? Everyone else would give me that comment. When I started doing soul healings, even my therapist, she told me, Liz, you hold all your emotions in your face. So when she started removing those little by little, my face started to literally change. Even when I look in the mirror now, I'm like, whoa, like I look like how I envision myself. And it's crazy. These things are like miracles. Same thing like when sometimes people, they eat the right thing, they work out this and that and they can't lose weight, sometimes it's because you have trauma stuck in your body. Like for me, for example, my digestive system was not working at all. I know a lot of people don't believe in this stuff, but
She got a good point. I believe that.
is because a lot of people.
I agree.
If you are still doing any of these things in 2023, still, you are a bot.
Let's
You
see.
are a NPC. Complete robot action. You are literally supposed to have a dream whenever you go to sleep every night. So if you just happen to just go to sleep, everything is black, and you just wake up out of nowhere like nothing just happened, like your body wasn't just completely shut down for hours and hours and hours. So if you go to sleep and have no dreams, there is something that you're consuming in your daily activity that's blocking your dreams away. And dreams are very important visual messages from the Most High. And sometimes your dreams can even be a warning from the Most High. You have to realize that the government televises and puts out items every day that's meant to be consumed so people's dreams can get blocked. So whenever you get the chance to dream and travel to a different realm, pay attention to the signs. If you depend on doctor medication instead of natural herbs to heal your body, you are a bot! You have to understand that these medications are meant to destroy your body over time and make you come back for more. So whenever you get addicted to the medication, you come back for more and more and more. It's all a scheme from the medication industry to get more and more money off of people. Shit, the government be out here pushing more drugs to the people than Big Meech. For real. If you are still consciousness unlocking these superpowers. Just like video games, the more you get further and further towards your journey, get ready to beat the game, you unlocking more superpowers. Right? Life is a fucking video game. Stay focused. Do not get caught up in these side missions. All these side characters trying to distract you. Don't get caught up in these side missions. Life is a fucking video game. Stay focused. Keep your vibration high. Don't let these people take your health away. Keep your vibration high. Raise your level of consciousness. Unlock your superpowers. Unconditional love, true happiness, manifestation, astro traveling. You can do anything. You can fly. You can do anything you want. This is not the real world. This is a video game.
Sorry.
Anyway, man.
I feel
take
that.
care of yourself. Love your consciousness.
Old spiritual soul, man. Old spiritual soul. Stop making videos, though.
Singers, when they sing songs, it's like a mantra. When you repeat a chorus over and over and over. So when a kid hears a song and he starts singing that chorus over and over and over, then you start to hear it in the alpha state into the subconscious mind. So you start to become the song or become what you're saying. Singers, when they sing songs, it's like a mantra. When you repeat.
Did you hear that? Music is like a mantra. Right? That's what he said?
Singers, when they sing songs, it's like a mantra.
That's definitely like a mantra, because it's like, it gets you to sing along, you know? Yeah, I believe that. Yeah. Dang, Michael. Dang. I'm about to check out some interviews, man. I didn't know he was really spinning games like that. All right, Michael. Shoot. I got some ice cream. I know I shouldn't be eating this, right? I know, but sometimes, bro, it's okay as long as you keep a good balance, right? You're good, man. That's what I be saying. As long as you get you a fruit amp today, man, you're good, man. All right, just don't overdo eating crazy low vibrational foods, man. Real. So you put out your energy low, for sure. Working all right, good. Yo, what's your favorite ice cream? Put it in the comments, man. Let me know. What am I looking at? What is he on? Trying to prove the sun is local. Oh, okay. Curiosity at its best. I see. You trying to get to the sun? Oh, snap, the sun right there. Wow. How do you even get up that high like that? Oh, he just ran. Okay, I wasn't paying attention because I was talking about ice cream. But dang, he really got up there. I would have been kind of nervous. How you gonna get down?
You won't believe this story I'm about to tell you guys. Here's why you should never fall in love with a bar girl in Thailand. So back in 2022, I met a Scottish lad in Phuket, Thailand. I don't want to use his real name, so let's call him Ben. Ben was a cool guy, a lot of fun to be around, but he loved to go out and party. And unfortunately, it was his first time in Thailand and he wasn't ready for it. So I met him in Phuket and he was actually staying at the hotel opposite mine. We'd go out to Bangla Road quite often and have a blast. Bangla Road is basically the walking street where all the nightlife is in Phuket. So one night we were sitting in a bar having a couple drinks and he ended up chatting up one of the bar girls. She was honestly very beautiful but well out of his league. So you can imagine how happy he was. So he ended up taking her back to his and took a real liking towards her. So in the next few weeks, I barely spent time with him because he was preoccupied with this girl. He even took her to Koh Yai Island, which is a very nice island just next to Phuket. And he spent a few days there in a 5-star resort with her. Bear in mind, he was spending a lot of money on this girl, taking her out to nice restaurants, nice hotels and clubs. And when I saw him a few weeks later, he told me he had fallen in love with this girl. And he wanted to take her back to Scotland. I tried so hard not to laugh and be disrespectful because I didn't want to insult their relationship. But I'd realised something was up because he was giving the girl money because her mum was supposedly in hospital. He had given the girl around 2,000 British pounds and I told him to be careful and not give any more money to her. Literally a few days after this conversation, Ben messaged me saying he stopped giving her money and now was taking forever to reply, was always busy and didn't have time for him. To be honest, he was quite upset, so I decided let's go to a beach club because I'd never been and hopefully it would have cheered him up. And we were having a good time there, having a couple drinks, listening to some music, and then guess who walks in? That same bar girl, but she wasn't alone. She walked in with 2 other foreign men holding the hand of one of them. Obviously Ben was furious and I don't blame him. So he approached her asking why she'd been ignoring him and not responding to the messages. And the worst thing was, she acted like she didn't even know him. She fully acted like he was some random tourist that she'd never met before. She then proceeded to get a table with the 2 guys and Ben was heartbroken, so he just stormed off, leaving me to pay the bill. And this wasn't a cheap place. So after this, I tried to call him, I tried to message him, I even tried to go to his hotel. But I didn't hear anything from Ben and apparently he checked out early. And I never heard from him ever again after this. So Ben, if you're seeing this, bro, I hope you're okay. But guys, learn from this and never fall in love with a bar girl in Thailand. You won't believe this story I'm about to tell you.
Be careful, man. That's all I can say, man. Be careful. You do your heart too, for real. Dang, that's tough. I ain't gonna lie, that's tough. Give him all that money too? You tripping, dog. You tripping.
Let's listen to what the CIA agent have to say about tips on being a spy. I think you're gonna want to listen.
What is the one spy trick you would teach everyone that they can use to improve their life instantly? Now, you already mentioned quite a few, but what else could jump to mind?
My go-to answer for this has not really changed much over the last 10 years. So the most important spy trick to change everything immediately is something called perception versus perspective. We all look at the world through our own perception. My dad used to tell me, my stepdad used to tell me that perception is reality. And I was arguing this with him when I was 14 years old. I told you so, Dad, you're still wrong.
Yeah.
But perception is your interpretation of the world around you.
Right.
But it's unique only to you. There's no advantage in your perception. That's why so many people find themselves arguing all the time, trying to convince other people of their own perception. The way that you win any argument, the way that you get ahead in your career, the way that you outsell or outrace anybody is when you move off of perception and move into perspective. Perspective is the act or the art of observing the world from outside of yourself. Whether that's outside of yourself as like an entity just observing in a third from a different point of view, or even more powerful, you sit in the shoes, you sit in the seat of the person opposite you, and you think to yourself, what is their life like? What do they feel right now? Are they comfortable? Are they uncomfortable? Are they afraid? Are they scared? What's the stressor that they woke up to this morning? What's the stressor that they're going to go to sleep with tonight? When you shift places and get out of your own perception and into someone else's perspective, now you're thinking like them, which is giving you an informational advantage. But you know what they're all doing? Everyone else out there is trapped in their own perception, not thinking about a different perspective. So immediately you have superior information, superior positioning, you have an advantage that they don't have. And if you do that to your boss, it's going to change your career. If you do that to your spouse, it's going to change your marriage. If you do that to your kids, it's going to change your family legacy. Because nobody else out there is doing
007 agents out there, leave a message in the comments, like or follow for more wisdom, and stay tuned.
Nah, he dropping some gems right there, man. That's a good point of view. Right there.
It's clinically proven that fasted workouts actually build more muscle. Let me explain. If you have food in your system while you're working out, it's trying to digest at the same time while you're working out. Now, if you don't have food in your system while you're working out, all that energy is being shifted towards your muscles, your blood circulation, and your metabolism. All you're doing is pulling the glucose out of the muscles for it to burn. Once that's all gone, all your body's doing is burning fat. Guys, when it comes to working out and building muscle, work smart, not hard, and always remember, health is your real wealth. It's clinically proven
Facts. Health is a real wealth. Right. So that means as soon as you get up, you should be just exercising, really. Because your body already fast and already, right? Get up and just work out. Then eat. Right.
There's 28-day moon cycles, and there's 13 per year. So when you think of your calendar, and you have 12 months, where is the missing month? Because you have 13 moon cycles per year, so where is the missing month? It's something we don't think about. You have 13 28-day moon cycles, but you only have 12 months in a year. Where is the off month? And this is why when I say connecting to the moon energy, you can see that the same cycle happens every single time, so where is that month that we're missing? And then you start to say, well, what season are we actually in then? Because if we're always missing basically a month all the time, then that would mean our timeline is very incorrect, or our calendar is very incorrect as well. You know, and as somebody just said, we switched to the Gregorian calendar and we messed up all our cycles. Yes, we did. And that's the thing. We don't even know what day or year we are in. This is where it gets crazy. You know, someone could say, well, today's 2023. According to who? Who told you we're in 2023? And
that's true.
What month are we actually in? And if you create this confusion, you can then control the people because they start to believe, well, I'm in 2023. Well, what happens if you were in 2023? Like 1023? Then what? You'd really start thinking things different. Because, you know, if you start thinking about the calendar and now everything's thrown off, you'd start there and go, oh my gosh, wait a minute, this is what year we're in? Wait, what month are we in? And then we start going, oh, well, what season am I in? And then who created that up too? Who made up that number? You know, that's the other part. You sit there and go, maybe, what happens if we're in like 5046?
Right.
You know? And then you sit there and you think you're still driving a car with 20 miles to the gallon in 5046. There's 28-day moon cycles, and there's 13 per year.
Got a good point, not gonna lie. You really don't know what you're
Why should I tell you all of this? Why didn't you want to figure it out yourselves over this entire time? You found dismembered corpses of children, and nobody even thought of investigating those. You only had enough wits to turn this into a sacred action, a ritual of worshiping gods. But you haven't done anything to find the culprits and to stop it. After all, there is nothing complicated or incomprehensible in what I have told you, and in my opinion, you had plenty of time to add 2 plus 2 and to compare it all on your own. Perhaps the murders of your children would have been exposed much earlier, and your children would have stopped disappearing. Some of you are now thinking, what a good fellow he is. He opened our eyes to such a terrible secret. But you fail to understand one thing. The fact that it is me who is telling you this is a sentence for you. It's a black mark, on each and every one who has done nothing to stop this evil. Everything was actually done in your sight. There were numerous cases in history when those criminals themselves were caught red-handed, and their guilt was confirmed by a lot of evidence. But why should I tell you all of
Psychology says if a person can love you unconditionally, then that person can hate you unbelievably. Because a beautiful mirror can turn into a dangerous weapon when it's broken. Psychology says those who can bring us immense joy are also capable of causing deep sorrow. This is akin to a vibrant flower which can bring beauty and fragrance to our lives, but when withered, becomes a symbol of decay and loss. Psychology says the intensity of love can mirror the depths of resentment. This parallels how a calm sea, a source of tranquility and peace, can transform into a turbulent storm of chaos. Psychology says the strength of our emotional connections can dictate the severity of our emotional rifts, like a melodious song that fills our hearts with joy, yet when played out of tune, becomes a source of irritation and discomfort. Psychology says those who have the power to inspire us can also have the power to disillusion us. This resembles a bright flame that provides warmth and light, but if uncontrolled, can cause devastating fires. Psychology says if a person can love you,
ready for war, where you gonna run?
Copyright.
Who's mad at you that you're going into contact with them?
Really going to want to listen to this.
Did you know the dark web has social media networks? Facebook, or should I say Bookface, has a secret site.
Bookface.
Yeah, the big social media giant has its own onion domain, where you can create anonymous accounts and access platforms in different places, where it's censored or banned. Sneaky, huh? But hold up, that's not all. Let me introduce you to Galaxy 3, the social media rebel of the dark web. It's a platform on Tor network where you can create profiles and interact with other users and share content. The best part, it's all anonymous, baby. No need to worry about the government agencies or pesky advertisements trying to track you. Privacy is the name of the game here. These alternative social media platforms give you a chance to connect, communicate, and express yourself while flying under the radar. But hey, remember, respect the laws and regulations in your area and always put your security and safety first. Keep exploring, stay connected, and have a blast navigating the diverse corners of the internet.
Make sure you go and follow Cyber Baddie. She's got some amazing content. If you're interested in trying to connect to the dark web, then we've also got some videos on our page that can help you with that. Really going to want to listen to this.
Did you
I should have watched the 20v1 video. I know it.
Oh,
I should have watched the 20v1 video. I know it.
I should have watched the 20v1 video.
Look at this mysterious object hit the moon. I didn't believe it when I first saw it, but as I watch it more, I see it's real. The person that took this is obviously in disbelief as they look up at the sky and see this object strike the moon and cause an explosion. Now look at this clip in slow motion and tell me what you think.
93! And he has the birthmark on his cheek, bro! Nah, no more Playboy Cardi Slam. That's too long, bro.
Copyright. Let's give this copyright.
What's going on outside?
That was sad. That was so sad to see.
Alright, let's get into Obama. So I'm gonna show you something. And when I show it to you, I bet you everyone's like, that's fake, that's CGI, that's AI. But I'll prove to you right afterward that's not.
Face common enemies. Iran's leaders know that too. You know, for them, you're the great Satan, we're the little Satan. For them, we are you, and you're us. And you know something, Mr. President? At least on this last point, I think they're right.
And of course everyone's gonna say, oh, that's CGI or that's AI. This is the government archives. It says down here, Iran's leaders know that too. For them, you're great Satan. We're the little Satan. It's odd. Now, people have been saying that Barack Obama's name means fall from lightning. That's not exactly what it means. Let me show you. Barack does mean lightning, as you can see right here. Then his last name in Hebrew, Bama, meaning to be high. In Hebrew is read backwards, so it'd be high place like lightning. So basically saying Barack Obama is like a high principality, like a high power. Now let's get into that for a second. While it does hold some similarities as Luke 10:18, but it's a little bit different. It's saying that he's a high principality. He's definitely a high principality. He was a pharaoh in ancient times, and he's still walking and breathing. These things aren't fully human. He has the royal bloodline. He was worshipped way back then, just as he's worshipped right now. And do y'all remember when that Bible show came out, and they literally depicted Satan as Barack Obama? Like, this is real. This was on TV. And then, of course, in Daniel 9, it talks about how the Antichrist, this king that self-exalts himself, is not going to be interested in women. First, Michael, but even further than Michael. Guess what? Did you see the interview with Tucker Carlson? Guess what? There is this old man who had an affair with Obama before he got into office. He also said it wasn't his first time. So I don't know, very compelling evidence. He could just be a high principality, as they all are, or he could be the Antichrist. We know that he's running the Biden administration. They've had a bunch of fraudulent slips that show that he is in fact the one in charge of it. But Trump as well could be the Antichrist. There's many people right now who are looking really suspect. Oh, and look how he signs his name. I'm not saying nothing if you can't figure it out. Alright, let's get into Obama. So I'm gonna show you something. And
so why now are the aliens coming to help Earth?
Well, because right now, if the aliens don't step in, the government's gonna keep getting worse and worse and worse.
Wow.
Wow.
So that tells us that things are kind of shifting.
Yes.
And
so aliens need to step in before something happens, because it's trying to control the planet and destroy it.
Who's trying to harm us? And so they're coming to Earth, the aliens are coming to Earth to help us. Are the Pleiadians coming as well?
Yes.
Okay. And
so humans are a species of aliens.
We're a species of aliens.
Yes.
Okay, so they're coming to help aliens, essentially.
Aliens help other alien species.
Oh, I love that. So it's a teamwork thing.
Yes.
It's beautiful. Are they going to succeed in helping us?
Yes. Will.
You have hope?
Yes.
Okay. What kind of things are they gonna do to help us?
They're gonna try their best. No one knows what they're gonna do, but they're gonna try their best.
That's beautiful. So why now are the aliens coming to help Earth?
So it's beyond our comprehension.
Right now.
What they gonna help with, huh? I guess.
There's only one reason Oprah is obsessed with the color purple. There are two sides to every story, but remember, there's only one backstory. Oprah Winfrey flew home after she finished speaking in front of a group of underprivileged girls in the city of Detroit, Michigan. She sat quietly in her sprawling estate, communing with gratitude and sipping on herbal tea. The doorbell sounded, releasing her from the intimate parts of her mind. A teenage girl rushed into the room, her eyes quickly flooded with amazement as she surveyed her luxurious surroundings. Oprah's assistant Maggie jetted into the room in a controlled panic. I tried to stop her. You're the lady in the photos. And who are you? I'm Cassandra. I'm 10. Did you come here alone? No, my mom is at the door. Those men in black are talking to her. Oprah radioed to her team. Brandon, it's okay. Let her in. A woman gracefully entered. Her smile was like a candle in the darkness, revealing a glaring light in an abyss of gloom. Miss Winfrey, it's a pleasure to finally meet you. I'm Mona. Mona watched Oprah's every movement, studying the soft features on her face. Oprah cautiously shook the woman's hand. Mona, have we met? I'll get to that later. You know, I've watched you for years and written to you. Oprah eyed the distance between herself and the door. You have to get better security. They were so rude. Mona paraded about the room on a bed of arrogance. I've always wanted to ask you something. Why is that book so important to you? Both of their eyes met at the mantel where the book The Color Purple, sad. I suffered in silence for a long time. Child abuse, poverty, all debilitating themes from the book that helped shape who I am. Mona recoiled gently. And who are you really, Oprah? Oprah genuinely seemed taken aback by Mona's interrogative tone. I don't get where you're going with this. That book represents empowerment and truth for women. I know, I've read it 10,467 times. Cassandra, bring me the box. For the first time in a long time, Oprah stood speechless. I brought you a present. Mona's daughter placed the purple box on the table. Oprah kept her emotions intact for the moment. The box was like an old friend that Oprah was reuniting with after so many years. Do you know what's in this box, Lady O? No, but I'm sure you'll tell me. Do you know how much this box is worth to me? I suppose it all depends on what's inside. Oprah nervously swayed back and forth. Where do I know you from? Mona slithered from side to side like a snake in heat.
The whole time the audio wasn't playing? Oh man, that's not good. That's not good.
Was a
oh no, it is. It is playing, right? The audio is playing. Yeah, we go.
I want $5 million. And why should I give you that? Because the personal letters in this box are worth every penny. Realization crossed Oprah's face, and with it another flash of panic. She stole a glimpse of her own handwriting on one of the letters. Now I remember. A sudden bang on the door startled both women. The pain in Mona's stomach was more crippling than she thought. Her voice was like glass shredding into Oprah's soul. Aren't you going to open the door, Mother?
Men are not qualified to be leaders. The masculine is the ego, the will, the logic, while the feminine is the intuition, the emotions, the spiritual connection. In the world, you will see war, famine, poverty, because the masculine is in power. The masculine alone is egotistical, selfish, and narcissistic. If we let a healthy feminine step into power, they would align their desires with what's best for everybody involved. And the masculine is meant to help her realize those visions. Feminine is the heart, the desire, the dream, while the masculine is the will and the force that drives those dreams to reality. Without the feminine, the person will move aimlessly through the world with only their ego as a guide, which is why the world is the way it is. And without the masculine, the person will be stuck with nothing but a dream that never comes to fruition. You can also see the feminine energy leading on all planes of existence because of principle of gender stated in Hermeticism. Some examples are darkness, the feminine, and light, the masculine. With the encoding of our matrix, the zeros, the feminine, and the ones, the masculine. With negative, the feminine, and positive, the masculine, electrons. In all these examples, the female comes first. In the womb, we're also initially female until some of us grow male parts. In the first years of our life, we start off with the emotional body, the feminine, and then later on develop the ego, which is the masculine. You can see female energy leading all around us. This is why our ancestors, who respected the rightful place of women as leaders, flourished. To want to create a balanced society, we must first understand how our reality works, and how to use these energies to our advantage as a civilization. Men are not qualified.
Shout out to her, man. She be speaking facts. I ain't gonna lie. I'm gonna drop you a follow, man.
Y'all know all them clouds don't be clouds, man. It's cloak shifting in them skies.
For sure. Definitely be cloak shifting, man.
That is the craziest shit I've ever seen in my life, bro. What is that?
That's an AZ too, I ain't even gonna lie.
What the fuck is that? Like, that is the craziest shit I've ever seen in my life, bro.
That junk look crazy just sitting in the sky like that. This in Arizona too. I done got a couple cloak ship videos, you know what I'm saying? But I ain't never got one like this. It's like, that look crazy. And they say you could tell when it's dark and under. Like when they got that shadow under, that's how you can tell it's a ship. And y'all seen the movie Nope, right? They let this out like a year or two ago. And the symbolism behind that, they was showing you about them cloak ships and how them clouds is moving. Like, hold on, that ain't no cloud. Like, you got so many different forms of crafts. You even got videos from back in the day, like in the 1950s of them with alien looking cars. Like, check this out. This 1958, the Avro car. A flying car without wings. But yeah, it's been so many sightings just this year alone, 2023. Like, y'all gotta think about this, bro. Like, they telling us we in 2023, but if you never rested, if you never closed your eyes, bro, you would never be counting these days. If you never knew about a calendar or a clock, you wouldn't be counting these days. Like,
not at all.
Yeah, it's been 3 years since 2020, but that really ain't no time. Think about 100 years on the whole time scale. That ain't no time. Why am I saying all this, right? Because we going into 2024, quote unquote, on a time scale. But how we know this not the end of a cycle, end of a chapter, end of a generation? Like, how you know in 5 years we ain't starting from one again, or we don't got a whole new calendar? It might not even be. I'm really thinking about this, like, because why has there been so many sightings? Like, this was a UFO in a thunderstorm in Mexico, 2023. You see it?
To be honest, you shouldn't even be going off of power, you should be going off of energy. To be honest. You know?
Now, this realm is shifting every day. Now, I know a lot of people don't really buy aliens. A lot of people think that's a government distraction. A lot of people think Project Bluebeam. But why would they want to do this? And where did they get it from if it didn't come from a higher source? I'm not saying the government not doing these crafts, but I feel like it'd be half and half. Like, there's no... How can you really tell this all strictly from... It's definitely not just American. No, it's all over this planet. It's so many entities we don't know about, bro. There's so many covenants. There's so many orders we don't know about.
Oh.
These might be them Switzerland folks coming to check on their land. When you watch Star Trek and all that, they had to get that from somewhere. Y'all know all them clouds don't be clouds, man.
Excuse me. Now, let me see this. I didn't get a chance to see this. Let's see this. See what she's talking about.
God, the color purple means so much to me.
Gratitude. Gratitude. I'm deeply grateful to be here with you and my sisters. This film is everything.
Oh, this ain't nothing going on.
I came here when I was 15 years old. I came here, that was one of the stops. We came to see the color purple, and we came to the Empire State.
Most importantly, it's joy. It's joy, it's hope, and the most precious thing to me is sisterhood. So that's what the color purple means to me. Enjoy it. Make sure you take your friends and all your family and flood the theaters. Yes. Christmas Day.
Yes. It's to be celebrated. We thank you for allowing this platform for us here. I've never been to the Empire State Building. My first time. You Taraji P. Henson play show.
The theory how Tom Brady, why he always wins? No, Tom Brady came out in interviews many times.
Wait, it's because he had a witch girlfriend or something?
Yeah, he says that his girlfriend, yo, this is crazy.
Yeah, it's actually fun.
If you think about how many times he's won the Super Bowl, bam, his girlfriend creates rituals for him, creates mantras for him, and does deadass spells for him to win the Super Bowl. Crazy. And he says it out loud, bro.
You know, I've learned a lot from my wife over the years, and she always makes a little altar for me at the game because she just wills it so much. And so she put together a little altar for me that I could bring with pictures of my kids. And I have these little special stones and healing stones and protection stones, and she has me wear a necklace.
And he credits it to her. Look, she owes a ring, bro.
At the same time, it's like, you never know too, because he might just be that good. Because maybe the wish it doesn't really work.
I mean, he is the most unathletic.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So,
he's the most unathletic GOAT, right?
That kind of does justify it too. This guy ran like a 7 on like the 100-meter dash. That's so unathletic.
But then you go and then say like, because the brain is a muscle too. Maybe you just can't see how hard this one is. The theory how Tom Brady, why he always wins?
No.
What's 1 times 1? It's always been 1, but it's not. You see, 1 times 1 equals 1. Well, times is to multiply. So 1 multiply by 1 is 2.
Exactly.
You take 1 part and you multiply it 1 time. Multiply. 1 multiplied 1 time is 2. 1 multiplied 1 is 2. So why do we say 1 times 1 is 1? Math is just like history. Wrong. What's 1 times 1? It's always been 1.
Reports are coming in that a Tesla bot actually malfunctioned and attacked one of the engineers at the Tesla factory, leaving a trail of blood and forcing other workers to hit the emergency shutdown button. The worker had been programming software when the robot pinned the man and sunk its metal claws into the worker's back and arm. Yeah, I don't know. Should we be scared? My question to you is, will you still be getting a Tesla bot? Reports are coming in that a Tesla bot actually malfunctioned and attacked.
Scary things you never knew. The last one is crazy. Would you keep this dog if it was your pet?
When I go to work. I'll see you later, Peppy.
We gotta go. You're gonna have to be a stranded dog. Because we're not doing that
Would you
one.
rather spend one night in this bathroom or kiss the second person who appears when you click share and then more? This man found something scary in his refrigerator.
Okay, so I just saw something moving in my refrigerator that shouldn't be. Hold on, there it is. So it's moving right there. I seen it. Hold on. It's moving. Yeah, no, I don't see anything else. I'm looking in the reflection too. I don't see anything. Now, what was that?
I'm sorry, I had to do it. I'm sorry. It's scary how only 1% of people can do this. None of you can spell your name one word at a time in the comments below without being interrupted. First person to do it wins. Before we get to the last scary thing, please support this page by clicking the follow button for more interesting posts every day. Can someone explain to me what this is?
I have a new friend!
Time to go inside.
Time to go inside. He right. Time to go inside. He right.
Oh yeah, that's just insane. Nope. See the building locked up.
I don't even know what I'm looking at, bro.
There are forces at play beyond your comprehension. They have this in hand, but you must still do what's required. You've got to step up when you've got to step up. You're going to do what you're going to do. It is incumbent upon each and every one of you watching this to understand that you must take a leading role.
This is a struggle for the survival of our nation. Believe me. And this will be our last chance to save it. Join me in taking back our country. The movement that has ascended.
So this is real. Whether you want to believe it or not, not you, but people want to believe it or not, that's fine. It doesn't really matter. It's moving ahead. And when they say nothing can stop what's coming, nothing can stop what's coming. The forces at play are beyond the Masonic filth's comprehension. What's coming, you'll either survive it or break you in half. And I mean,
a way to open portals. Are we living in the Matrix? Is it possible to travel different dimensions? Some scientists say that it is multi-dimensions in multi-dimension universes. This video here shows a device that's spinning beyond time in a formation of a frequency of a vibration. And some say that the world is a vibration. And if you do research, scientists say that it is portals across the earth that could be activated with a special type of activation. And some say some beings hold that activation inside of them. Please leave a comment below on what you think about this video. Are we able to travel multi-dimensions?
How is it still moving?
Are we able to create portals? It's something to think about. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned.
Come on, big troll alert. Come on, leave them comments.
A way to open.
I don't know how that was still moving like that for that long though. It took that like a cool 4 to 3 minutes, bro. I ain't even gonna call this fake. Why is they even dressed up like that though? Right? You know, who they trying to tell us? Breaking the waters above. Let's see. There's no way he's that happy. He didn't even do nothing but disintegrate.
Child, it looked like Taraji gonna have to put her all into this hair care line she got down at the Target. Cause she said they not paying her for the movies.
And almost had to walk away from Color Purple. Yes, ma'am. Who said what? Yes, ma'am. I'm only human, and it seems every time I do something and I break another glass ceiling, when it's time to renegotiate, I'm at the bottom again, like I never did what I just did, and I'm just tired. I'm tired. I'm tired.
Now, if my understanding is correct, those videos were before this video that I'm about to show you right now. So I'm wondering if that's why Miss Oprah was acting like that towards Taraji and what also looked like Fantasia to me. And I mean, if that's the case, I don't blame Oprah, because if they tell you what you're gonna be making for this movie before you start recording and you agree, listen, don't come trying to ruin my press tour. You knew what it was. But I don't know if it worked like that. But what I do know is when Monique was crying, saying the same thing, she said none of y'all came out and had her back.
Y'all know I did nothing wrong. Y'all know my husband did nothing wrong. But none of y'all in real time, was strong enough to go publicly and say, we can't throw our sister under the bus. Because Mo, you. To my husband and our attorney, by the way, Monique is a legend too. Well, if I'm a legend, why wouldn't I get what the legends are getting?
And I guess that's why Taraji was like, you know what? Let me go ahead and make this little post, because what I don't have time for is to be blackballed. Now, according to this post, she said all it took was one call to Oprah. She said Oprah told her personally to reach out for anything, and she did. It took one call, one conversation, and one decision-making black woman to make me feel heard. Okay, you were heard, but did you get paid? Because, I mean, I heard you too. Taraji, if they got you tied up in a basement somewhere, you could let us know, because we'll come. We'll come for you. Child, it looked like Taraji gonna have to put her all into this hair care line she got.
How these actors is putting in all this work, and they're not even getting paid what they should be getting paid, right? You never really know what's happening behind closed doors, man. They doing such an excellent job on the movie, and they're not even getting paid what they deserve. That's not cool, man. Not cool at all.
I don't know who needs to hear this, but you need to know and be aware that there are angels walking around here just like there are demons walking around here, and they are us. Whenever we are vibrating high, we're on angel timing, and whenever we're vibrating low, we're on demon timing. But in the aspect of the universe, the divine creative source, God thyself, there is no such thing as good or bad. There is only positive and negative, and they play a role with each other. They technically were made to balance each other out, just like us when we have our highs and we have our lows in life. So whenever you get hit with another low in life, I want you to use the law of reciprocity, which is one of the laws of the universe, which is going to automatically help protect your energy in terms of a spiritual attack. And that is only to entertain any negative energy or experience from a positive aspect. Again, only entertain any negative energy or experience from a positive aspect. That's why knowledge is power, because the truth hurts, but it can heal you, and it will transform you to your highest version of yourself when you figure out the real reason why. Because all the devil does is scatter your consciousness and trick you into believing everything else but the truth. You already know it. I don't know who needs to hear this.
Welcome to the first episode of What the Fuck Media. It's a tropical disease called leishmaniasis have been found in children in Texas. They say this disease is spread by sand flies, mostly commonly found in Somalia, Sudan, Yemen, whatever the fuck you want to call it. They say this disease fatal as hell if not treated. You feel me? They say it's called black fever and boil on the skin. What the fuck? This shit crazy. Say this shit coming from overseas. These motherfuckers coming across this border bringing diseases and shit. God damn. The FDA admits cancer treatments actually cause cancer. What the fuck? And if you need some more confirmation on this shit, go on US Today or look it up and go to the CDC. But hey, you'll be better off taking these natural herbs and shit like that, folks. Hey, but y'all tell me what y'all think in the comment section about all this shenanigans.
You guys want to play The Sims with me?
We're already playing The Sims.
What do you mean by that? Think about it. The Sims play a game within a game while we play The Sims.
Someone's obviously playing us in this simulation.
Can you guys not give me an existential crisis? We clearly don't live in a simulation.
The Matrix was a documentary.
How do we escape this Matrix?
You must hack the system by understanding its rules.
The first step is crushing your ego and belief system, recognizing that you're in this game called life. The second step is turning around and talking to the person controlling the game, which is your higher self.
Once you do that, you can maneuver through this game however you want.
So how do I do that?
You must go within yourself.
You guys are always speaking in code. How do you go into yourself?
You have to master the art of quieting the mind.
Meditation enables a profound journey into your inner consciousness. This inward exploration grants access to deeper facets of one's existence, aligning you with your higher purpose. I don't know how to do any of that.
You're more than welcome to check out this book I'm reading, How to Listen to the Universe Ether Downloads, by Marco J. Williams.
I'll think about it. I really don't like to read that much.
I can only show you the door. You're the one who has to walk through it.
You guys want to play The Sims with me?
We're already playing The Sims.
What do you mean by that?
Ain't that Nicki Minaj? If it's not, look just like her.
You've been watching my videos. I told you I'm going to show you who have doomsday bunkers. Listen to this. Kanye West has an Armageddon bunker in Malibu. This man is
they've been prepared. They've been prepared for all this.
prepared. He don't even really serve our God. I don't even know if that's the real Kanye. But all these celebrities that's supposed to be for the people, they are lying. They're taking the money, saving their asses. Because they know this world is about to go through hell and chaos. And we're about to get fucked. Especially if we ain't on the right side of history. Especially if we ain't on the right side of God. They have tricked you. They have sold you the hood. They have sold you the ghetto. They have sold you the dirt and the nastiest lifestyle that promotes only Satan. Because these are entities. These are not real human beings. They have sold you the life of ghetto, hood, nasty, trash, everything that the Bible and God is against. They sold you it so you can come along with them, and then they leave you for nothing. Once the devil takes your soul, he'll use you for a while. You think you won, but you already lost. And it says in the Bible, what is a man without a soul? Nothing. Post Malone, Apocalypse Proof, mansion in Utah. He don't give a damn about you. He's saying he got all these people praising him and everything, and he's gonna be prepared in a bunker while y'all crying and Post Malone cheering for him. He's saving Armageddon, but he ain't saved. And you might not be saved either, especially if you ain't serving the man above, but serving Satan. They brung you in. You heard Lulu Uzi Vert tell you, if a rapture happens or God comes, you ain't going nowhere. You going with him. It's just that simple. Celebrity safe house to ride out the apocalypse. Luxury celebrity safe houses. Rihanna has a bunker. She's prepared for the apocalypse. She's also an entity. You think these people that's in your face, they're entertainers, these are real celebrities. These people have already been cloned. They already been fighting for their lives. Media put out all types of crap, lying to you, telling you all these things about them when they have been cloned and taken out. This is the fucking truth. And the truth is coming to light these days. The apocalypse is coming to this earth like you ain't never seen before. And you about to see all the celebrities that you idolize and worship left you for nothing. Push you to Satan. Now you about to face the wrath of judgment of God. They lied and tricked you. And you believed them. And they building bunkers, taking all the money that you gave them, that they made from you, about to ride out and be safe in apocalypse while you off getting destroyed, banged out. But like I said, they won't be safe for too long. And if you ain't on the right side and you oppose against the man and one and only, you gonna get judgment too. You better be on the right side of history. Make sure you like and follow. This is the best content creator on TikTok. Go to my link tree. Follow my YouTube, that's on my page. And I'm gonna type it also in the comments.
Hello, Earth. I'm Alec Baldwin, TV star. You know, they say TV will rot your brain. That's absurd. TV only softens the brain, like a ripe banana, to take it all the way. We've created Hulu. Hulu beams TV directly to your portable computing devices, giving you more of the cerebral gelatinizing shows you want anytime, anywhere.
They didn't even give us this commercial alert.
I only act out because I want your love. Dynamite! Mushy mush. And the best part is there's nothing you can do to stop it. I mean, what are you going to do, turn off your TV and your computer? Once your brains are reduced to a cottage cheese like mush, we'll scoop them out with a melon bowler and gobble them right on up. Oops. I think I'm drooling a little. Because we're aliens. And that's how we roll. Hulu, an evil plot to destroy the world. Hello, Earth. I'm Alec Baldwin. TV.
Now we have more. Now we have more. Now notice how Oprah treats everybody during this press conference. Taraji is first, right? Now look at her eyes. She looks down when she's talking about the movie. She wasn't excited about it. Now you notice how Oprah is touching him. He's touching her back. He's excited. He loved his experience. He wants to do it again. Oh! Fantasia was surprised that Oprah touched her, to the point that Oprah removed her hand. Fantasia knows something. Danielle, she's new to the game. She doesn't know what's going on, but she's just excited to be there, and we're excited for her. Now Taraji, notice her voice. It's not excited. It's not, glad to be there. She's fulfilling a contract. She's just trying to run down the clock and get out of there. And notice how her body is trying to escape before her voice. Look at that. She's just trying to get out there. Oprah, we're not talking to you right now. We need to back up Taraji like we should have backed up Monique. We need to stop remaking these movies because we don't want to see more. Now we have more. Now notice how Oprah treats.
Y'all get it, bro. Like, they literally keep making the same movies. Like, we just rewatching the same stuff. At this point, bro, they don't even know no more. They just creating the same movie. Nobody cares about movies. We want freedom, buddy. That's what we want. Forget the movies, right? Let me know. That's how y'all feel. That's how y'all, man. That's how I feel. Get the movie.
Somebody got some explaining to do.
If it ain't give us no truth, I don't care for it at all. And then that's the thing about them giving us the truth in there. They have to give us the truth because they feel like, okay, if we give them the truth in the movie, then we're releasing our karma. But they still gonna get their karma regardless. That's the thing. Like, I don't care how much you give us the truth up. Y'all still gonna get y'all karma eventually.
You see this? This the new Aquaman movie. It literally just came out a few days ago, and they done put the entire truth about aliens, reptilians, and Atlanteans in this movie right in our faces, and even Antarctica ice wall. And if you stay tuned, I'm gonna show you exactly what I'm talking about.
This was all probably solid ice until we started heating the planet. Well, thank God for global warming, right? Yeah, that's not exactly a good thing.
Look at all that ice. Man, what? Inside the Antarctica wall, I was in that movie theater yelling. If this ain't the truth?
Sure. Wait, the tragedy down there, which means the monster's down there.
And what's the monster? That's what they was talking about in that movie. It's like they're showing us all of this shit before 2024. It's like they want you to know exactly what's been happening, but without having to tell you and cause a mass panic. But in that movie, you seen the scientists were down there in the ice wall in Antarctica digging up artifacts for the villain. And let me show you the villain that I'm talking about. This man right here, he came across this pitchfork that was some type of psychic connection to this demon lord that was frozen in the underworld, who was connected to the lost kingdom. This is the Aquaman, and I'm gonna also show you who he represents, but this is who that black dude represented. And you see how they try to play a role, switch the color role type shit when they show us this shit in the movie? Yeah, other way around. But anyways, this is the reptilian king that was linked to that pitchfork that was controlling the black man, telling him to do everything to try to kill the Atlantean king, which was trying to keep him in his place, to keep the balance in the powers in the world. He wanted to cause one world mass destruction order, and he wanted to turn everybody using his black magic into monsters and versions of him. If that ain't at its finest, these type of people, you know, I don't know what it is. I'm just saying, I'm just a messenger. Don't shoot. They thought we didn't know? You already knowing.
I will never see Bob Ross the same again.
You want to say to get the people to vote for you?
Listen, I think the American people aren't stupid. We know that the big pharma bureaucrats have infiltrated the media, the financial system, and the highest levels of government.
Okay, good. You want to say?
And when it comes to this video, Madeline turned him every which way but loose. Let's see.
I made a video talking about how, as an American, if I want to be on the right side of history, 99% of the time, the easiest way to do this is just to not agree with anything the United States government is telling me. If the United States tells me a country's my enemy, it's probably not. If the United States tells me somebody's my ally, they're probably up to no good. This is the simplest shortcut to having a pretty good opinion about foreign policy that you as an American can take if you don't have time to research things. Fortunately, I do have time to research things. And that is why when this person said, if you don't like it here, you should try going to North Korea, Iran, or Afghanistan, I had to laugh. These are hilarious examples of other countries to choose, and I will explain why. First of all, North Korea, I as an American am not allowed to visit. I think I spent a lot of my childhood assuming this was because North Korea didn't want people going there and seeing what was going on. Actually, people from other countries can and do visit North Korea, but you know who's not allowed to visit North Korea? Americans. And it's not because North Korea won't allow us, but our own government will not allow us. Instead, they're content to make sure anything we think we know about the region comes from one source, primarily Radio Free Asia, a fake news source started by the CIA with the expressed goal of being anti-communist propaganda. Any weird story you've heard about North Korea, like that everybody there has to get the same haircuts? Yeah, that probably came from Radio Free Asia. Which, to to this day is funded entirely by the United States government. So, babe, I cannot go to North Korea because the United States will not allow me, because they do not want Americans to see the disconnect between the propaganda machine that they have created, telling you things about North Korea, and what actually happens in North Korea. The second example, Iran, is somehow even more perplexing for you to bring up, because if you know anything, you know that the democratically elected prime minister of Iran was overthrown in a violent coup by the U.S. government. Why? Because he was going to nationalize the oil fields in American business. So instead, we overthrew him and installed a right-wing dictatorship that was sympathetic to American interests. A puppet government, if you will, that so violated and infuriated the Iranian people that they overthrew our puppet government, dispelled all of the Americans, and put in instead a reactionary government whose main goal was to oppose U.S. intervention in any capacity. Everything you don't like about Iran, babe, you don't like because the United States government did it. That's right. My country, the United States, destabilized all of Iran for decades, dismantling their democracy because their democratic voting process led to a result that was not favorable to us. Not exactly the most ethical course of action, if you ask me. And last, Afghanistan. I can only assume you must be extremely young to include Afghanistan on this list, because if you have been alive for nearly as long as I have, I am 37 years old, the United States efforts in your lifetime to destabilize Afghanistan. The CIA was so heavily involved in Afghanistan, funding and training covert terrorist organizations there to fight against communism in the region, that we actually kind of created a big problem for ourselves. What was it? Say it with me. The Taliban and Osama bin Laden. Yes, all of that came from CIA funding in Afghanistan. Then our government proceeded to bomb the shit out of Afghanistan in the wars that followed 9/11. We didn't like what we had created, I guess, displacing nearly 6 million people in Afghanistan. So everything you don't like about Afghanistan right now, yeah, that's directly the result also of the United States. This is what I mean when I say, if you want to know what opinion you should take about foreign policy as an American to be on the right side of history, USA bad is the opinion that will get you to the right place 99% of the time.
Moral of the story, we not welcome over there.
I'm gonna show half of this. Alright, let's skip this. I just want you to see certain parts of it. Check it.
Watching the sun?
Yeah? Why are you watching the sun?
I've always wondered why people say we shouldn't stare at this powerful source of energy. It made me curious.
What if you go blind?
I never heard of anyone going blind from staring at the sun.
Guess you got a point there. Have you seen anything yet?
Many things.
Like what?
See for yourself. You should turn off the phone.
Alright, now how many of y'all be doing that? Come on, man, you gotta turn off your phone, bro. You don't need your phone when you out there in the nature, in that sunlight, man. Turn off the phones, man, for real. I'm not gonna play the full clip because it is copyright. So I don't got time for that.
I believe there's some explanation for this universe, which you might call God.
Elon Musk, thank you for an amazing conversation.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Fascinating.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Do you believe in God?
Y'all have no idea. Do you know what this moon represents? Pause this video and write it in the comments. See, the crazy thing is, most of you really believe that a woman is supposed to have that.
I'll be right back.
They told you, I love you.
Have you heard the Stranger Things Mandela effect?
No. What is that?
This is crazy because everybody, my sister even remembers this, right? So, do you remember a scene in Stranger Things where Jonathan with the camera, remember?
Yeah.
The photographer, he was taking pictures of Nancy and Steve at their house when they were like about to, you know, do the dirty. Yeah. And then he took a picture of, what's her name, Barb, at the pool. Remember? At the pool. I remember. You remember that scene, right? Yeah. So he looks into the window, and then he sees them like getting changed or whatever, about to do the dirty. And then he takes a picture, and then he takes a picture of Barb, and then the picture of Barb is really important because it shows the demon later. Yeah. But check this out. That scene where he takes the picture of Steve and what's her name, and Nancy, never existed. Also, it was only the Barb one. It was only the Barb one. Also, everybody remembers a scene where Steve, he gets Jonathan's camera and he sees the pictures of Nancy and him. You remember that scene, right? That exist? That shit never existed. That shit never existed. Because in my head, I remember seeing that scene. He sees the picture and he throws the camera and breaks the camera. Have you heard the Stranger Things, man?
I'm gonna tell y'all this story about a psychic girl I met in my town. I'm gonna call this story Little Angel. So one day I'm in my room and these light beings appeared in front of me and they requested my help for somebody in the town. You know, this is a typical Tuesday. I was like, yeah, sure, I'm down. Tell me about it. Young girl, she's starting to work with angels and she needs someone to help guide and mentor her. They told me tomorrow go to this location and she will be there. The next day comes. I go exactly when they told me and where to go. And she's there. Right away they go, look, that's her. And I'm seeing stuff around her. I'm like, whoa, okay, this girl's powerful, dog. And what's interesting is that she was already seeing angels, specifically these ones, but she was scared to tell anybody. So I went up to her and I was like, you see angels, don't you? Specifically the ones that look like giant eyeballs. She goes, you could see too? I said, yeah, that's why I'm here. I'm here to help you. I told her, I said, oh, there's these other beings around you and they're saying this is and that. And she's like, oh my God, yes, like, I feel like I'm crazy. What is this? So from here, we started talking more about consciousness and I agreed to help her. She was telling me how her dad actually watches my content. So I was like, okay, cool. So when I got to speak with her dad, everything was cool. When I tell you this girl is skilled, bro, she is skilled. Everywhere she would go, she'd be helping people, whether it's someone that's bullied, whether it's the teacher and what they're going through at home that nobody knows about. Even people around town, she was helping everybody in every way. And everybody called her Little Angel, and they would say she was sent from heaven. Yo, there was so many times where I'd just be somewhere in my house, and this time it was in the bathroom, and they just appeared like big ass eyeballs, and they were so full of like literally angels. But it took me off guard. I was like, whoa, like y'all just appear like that? Then they were giving me updates about her and where she's at and what's to come. And so they were giving me constant updates on how she's doing. So anytime we would meet, her abilities would upgrade and she would see more, do more assignments, we called it. And I would always get updates. So I'd update her on what the angels are telling me. And she's like, oh my God, how do you know that? And I'm like, your angels always pull up on me and tell me everything. But this is where it got rough. There was a man who had a problem with me, and you know why. He was trying to get everyone around the town to hate me. And he was struggling because most of the people in the town know me for what I do, but he had a problem with it. So at first, the girl's dad was cool with it. He's like, it doesn't matter, you know, he's cool. But then it got to the point where I guess this man got to him in some way. And then he had a problem with me all of a sudden. They both came to my house, yelling in my face, blowing smoke in my face, saying if I come near their family, that they're gonna kill me. And I was trying to tell him, I'm like, you know your daughter has abilities, right? And I've been helping her with that. He didn't want to hear it at all. He was pissed. So of course, out of respect, I said, okay, I'll stay away from your family, but I wish you luck in finding someone who's gonna help your daughter with her abilities. He wouldn't even let me explain how important she is. He just wasn't having it. I'm saying all of this because this generation, man, this generation is different. They are here for a greater mission. And this little angel, she was the purest of the pure and the most powerful I've seen in a long time. He's gonna have to realize on his own how powerful his daughter is. But at the end of the day, the truth always comes out. And this girl, you know, she's still doing her missions all around the town, and I'm proud of her for it. I'm gonna tell y'all this story.
Demi Lovato was coked up during Camp Rock No, she wasn't.
What?
Was she
You
actually?
don't know that? Every time Demi's like smiling, she'll watch it back. She goes like this. And like you can watch back, her eyes and are like this. Like people noticed it.
No way.
Yeah.
I never noticed.
And Allison Stoner, her castmate,
Yeah.
came out with more lore because I think she did a whole came out interview with this, like exposing the directors. They said the final scene where they were like dancing in like shorts and t-shirts.
Yeah.
The directors made them do that during a Canadian winter.
They're freezing.
So watch it back. Everyone go watch back Camp Rock, the final jam. You can see their breath when they're singing. You can see the gas come out or like the air come out of their thing. Because you know when it's cold? And like you pretend you're smoking?
Oh shit.
When they're singing.
So they just made it look like that.
The directors and crew members had parkas on and heating packs. And they were
And everybody else was like freezing.
some people were turning blue. They were slipping on the stage. I don't know why, but they had to shoot that day and made all these kids do that. Demi Lovato was coked up during Camp Rock.
No
I'm gonna tell y'all this story about a psychic.
Demi Lovato.
How am I just finding out that on the last game of Kobe's career, they gave out a Kobe toy that turns into a helicopter? Now, if you've seen this video I made, you're probably already aware of all the conspiracies surrounding his death. But a helicopter toy on the last game of his career, I mean, that just makes all the helicopter stuff much more weirder. Like all the commercials predicting a helicopter crash. Check these out.
I'll see you again!
Arrivederci. So how should it end?
Black Mama doesn't end. Heroes come and go.
But legends are forever.
Oh shit! It's Kobe Bryant! Help me! Just pass me the trophies and we'll pull you out!
Pass?
It's not funny, bro. It's like I can't even laugh at that now because he actually passed away like that. It's just funny that he said pass. Like I'm gonna pass on that. Like dang. That's sad.
How am I just
definitely a ritual.
Symbolism in cartoons, part 1.
Illuminati symbolism in SpongeBob.
Squidward. Roger, is that you?
Tonight's the big night.
Definitely.
Hello, Brother Roger.
Interesting thing that people, it appears to me that like poor people call everything a scam.
Yeah.
And the top of the food chain says, there's an opportunity here, I just don't quite understand it.
Yes. Well, here's the thing though. Are poor people wrong for calling everything a scam? They're being scammed. So naturally, if I'm in a position and I am being scammed because everything around me is set up for me to fail, unless I'm educated or somebody says, hey man, you gotta stop going there. You gotta start going over here. When people go over here, they move differently. I came up in the fucking hood. If you look in the hood, you hear about it. There's liquor stores and check cashing places. You know why? Because they know that the people in the hood aren't smart enough to open up bank accounts. They're gonna get a check, they're gonna cash it, and it's a liquor store right next to it. So you're gonna get your check and you're gonna buy this liquor, and then you're not gonna have no more money. Let's just put that around them. Let's also put a bunch of shit that's easy and cash available. We don't want you to gain credit. We want you to be cash driven. That's how we keep the poor poor. It's not until you understand that you get out. That's true.
Exactly. Interesting thing that people, it appears to me that like poor
Facts.
Some
100%
predictions
facts
I
right
have for
there.
2024. I'm thinking maybe Britney Spears might pass away. Just a prediction, guys. I could be wrong. I feel like multiple cyber attacks are going to happen. Maybe shut down cities and airports. It'll become a lot more common in the future. I feel like constant UFO and alien distractions will be every month. For some reason, Will Smith gets canceled, and I think I know why, but I'm not going to mention anything in this video. Unless you guys want me to, let me know in the comments. Donald Trump wins president. I know that makes a lot of people angry and a lot of people happy, but it is what it is. That's just my prediction. Universal basic income for many countries, because the cost of living going up so high, they're going to need to help people out to try to postpone what will happen if they don't. I see a big protest or some kind of disaster happening in Paris with the Olympics this summer. I think Bitcoin will probably hit 200,000 by the end of the year. A high chance of another pandemic, or at least travel restrictions to some area. The Epstein list shocking the world. Many celebrities disappearing or hiding in their bunkers, just vanishing. And potentially BRICS Nation becoming a new world leading force. I don't know, guys. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. Share with your friends and family. Follow for more.
You might be on to
Check
something now.
this out, y'all. Oh my God. This was seen off in India, y'all. What is this, huh? What is going? So my goddess was scrolling through Snapchat and she caught this off the Snapchat maps off of India, y'all. Do you see this? Do you see this? So it goes right back to this over here, the blue and the red. Look at that. But this was seen in India. You can clearly see that. Oh my goodness, y'all. Yo, I am speechless. I am speechless. And do you see the sky? Do you guys see the sky? The sky has been reflecting all types of color lately, y'all. I mean, just look what's going on in the skies, y'all. They don't want us to see. Look at this. Look at all these beautiful colors. And then this right here is seen in India. And then this was seen in Pennsylvania earlier. Do you guys see that? Oh my goodness. And they're definitely hiding something, because check out my skies today, y'all. This was this rising, y'all. It's like a huge quilt, a heavy blanket in the skies. Like no light can penetrate through that, y'all. I see faces, I see ripples, I see all kinds of things. Look at this. Wow. You can't see anything through that. No light can get through that. So do you think they're hiding the lights from us too? So yeah, y'all. So let us know what you guys think this is, y'all. Let us know what you guys think it is. Do you think it's tied to these? Do you think it's not tied to these? Let us know, y'all. So please share this video and let me know what you guys think about this video, man. This is an amazing time to be alive. I keep telling y'all what an amazing time to be alive, and every day it is proving it. Thank you to everyone that has shared videos and photos with me, and keep them coming, y'all. Keep them coming. This video is for entertainment purposes only. I am only bringing awareness to interesting situations. Thank you for tuning to my frequency. Keep up.
Nope, this is not fake, and very soon Earth will be split in half, and there's nothing we can do about this. Thousands of citizens in Iceland were terrified for months as scientists reported the dangerous imminent levels of their volcanic eruption, with sometimes 800 earthquakes happening in one night. Then several citizens were forced to have an emergency evacuation when they saw every crack in the concrete releasing black smoke while the cracks were growing as the sky was turning orange, thinking this was it. The cracks got so big as it opened the ground up, and when viewed from a helicopter, it showed the land mass was actually breaking away and splitting into two, with the Icelandic Minister of Infrastructure saying they have no idea when or if this will end. The haunting footage we see after the disaster looks like a post-apocalyptic world, as many homes and areas have been completely unlivable ghost towns. The magma is believed to be a long tunnel underneath the landmass, and it is moving at an alarming pace. Scientists say if it keeps moving, it could cause even more damage when it comes to the surface for many other places. Nope, this is not fake, and very soon Earth will be split in half, and there's
Pay attention and listen, because the person who is the world's leading bunker builder just got interviewed, and this is what he said. Look.
Are the elites building bunkers right now? The elites are almost exclusively the ones building the bunkers because they can afford it. So this would be like basically a safe room where if you were having a home invasion, your family could go down there, ride it out until the authorities came or till you could deal with the situation. That's exactly what it's designed for. So this isn't just for doomsday preparation. There's a lot of practical uses for this. What other natural disasters would your bunkers be able to?
Well, it's what I call an all disaster shelter, whether it's a hurricane, a tornado, home invasion, wildfires, a place to put your gun collection, a place to have a wine cellar, whatever. But it's basically the same shelter, but it just has different faces at different times. But flip of a switch, you can close that door and turn on the air system, and you have a certified nuclear fallout shelter. God forbid you ever need it, but who knows what the future will bring. So it's better, like I said, and like many people say, it's better to have it, not need it, than need it, not have it. Plus, it's just pretty damn cool to have a secret bunker with a secret passage below your house that nobody knows about. Matter of fact, I'm going to tell you a funny story. It just came out on Fox News yesterday. They interviewed me. They're worried that this girl in the United States, that blonde girl that they found her body and they're looking for the boyfriend, they believe that he has a bunker, that the parents put a bunker underneath the house. So they've been interviewing me. They put out an article yesterday. It's like Atlas says, I put it odds at about 0 that if he has a bunker, they haven't found it yet, because you got to have air pipes to go into a bunker. And the FBI would have enough sophisticated gear to try to figure out if there was a bunker there.
So you do a variety of different bunkers. You do custom jobs. What are the different types of bunkers that people can get, like ranging from the smallest to the most like fortified of fortresses, as you call them?
Well, Atlas does every type of bunker that exists. We do poured in place concrete. We do round steel, which looks like a big giant gas tank. It's half-inch thick steel. It's just a big giant tank. We do the galvanized culvert, but that's limited. Dry, arid places like California, New Mexico, Nevada, West Texas, Utah, Colorado. You can't dig down and hit a water table because the culvert is not watertight. Now, you can control it with a sump pump, but you may have a $100,000 bunker and a $200 sump pump. If it wears out, it can maybe let water into the bunker. So we've done a lot of them, but we always let them know you better maintain that sump pump. But I do every type of shelter you can think of: round, square, monolithic domes, which are very cool. It looks like a big old igloo, but underground, but they got 20-foot ceilings inside. You can play basketball inside them. But I do every type of shelter that you can imagine. And then when I do them and the customer will let me, I'll video them. But not everybody will let me video their bunker.
So what's the biggest bunker you've done, would you say?
Right now, the biggest one, I'm doing one right now that's 9,200 square feet. That's big. That's big. But this is phase 2 of it. The first phase is 5,000 square feet, which is done, which never got videoed or filmed. Phase 2 is 4,200 square feet. And I will film that part being built, and I will film it in the factory, so I will put it on my YouTube channel. But it's up to the customer to let us film at the site or not. So a lot of them don't want that, and they'll have you sign a non-disclosure before you do it.
So a lot of, you get a lot of comments like this where people are saying, I could just break into that bunker. Me and my boys with our 50 cals could unload on that door and we could be in there in 5 minutes. Can you tell people the difference between a bunker and a fortress?
Well, a fortress is designed to be attacked, okay, and repel artillery and bullet fire. I mean, that means it's like a castle. I mean, that's a fortress. But there's no fortress and there's no bunker that can't be taken out by the right bomb, okay? The idea of a bunker is to keep it concealed to where people do not know that you have it. So in other words, while you're watching my left hand up here, my right hand is taking some of the food back here. Well, it's the same way with a bunker. You want to hide the bunker in plain sight, but you don't want anybody to know about it. So having a bunker is more secretive than your bank account. You got to tell your kids. You can't be telling Johnny and all the other kids that we have a bunker and it's so much fun, come over and play in it, because if we ever need this bunker, this is what's going to keep this family alive. And if they don't have one, they may try to kill daddy and take this bunker for their family. You know, they say we're 9 miles away from anarchy. Just think what it's going to be like if missiles are in the air, or there is an airborne pandemic like the world has never seen, and people are just dying. Like, you have to go back all the way to the bubonic plague, which killed, 200 million? It killed over 50% of Europe. We haven't seen nothing like that in a long time. But the bunkers I'm making are airtight. If you have to find an airtight chamber where you can't breathe the air, the bunkers I'm making at Atlas is why they're selling so good. They're airtight, and I advertise that they're airtight. So if you go in the bunker, you will not be breathing the air outside. So if there is an airborne pandemic, which, like I said, nothing exists that is lighter than air, but they're trying to develop it. But if you have to go into an airtight environment, the Atlas shelters are the only ones that I know of at this time without going into a medical grade tent that you could pop. but a hard structure. The Atlas shelters are the only ones that are out there. And so I make my shelters for an airborne pandemic that doesn't even exist at this time, and nuclear fallout second, and then civil war third. Because that's the...
Pay attention and listen, because the person who
Now,
is the worst...
that's crazy that he's even, like, attempting to even make a bunker like that. For, like, you know, for a pandemic and all that. Like, you know, how is he that prepared, like, for doing that? You know? And how do they know if that will work, right? That's interesting, though. I'm gonna have to look into how they create these bunkers now. I'm definitely gonna have to look into that.
You will never be able to wake up if you don't understand how you got put to sleep. That's why when people get knowledge, the first thing they say is, wake up.
Once upon a time, in a faraway land, a young prince lived in a shining castle. Although he had everything his heart desired, the prince was spoiled, selfish, and unkind. But then, one winter's night, an old beggar woman came to the castle and offered him a single rose in return for shelter from the bitter cold. Repulsed by her haggard appearance, the prince sneered at the gift and turned the old woman away. But she warned him not to be deceived by appearances, for beauty is found within. And when he dismissed her again, the old woman's ugliness melted away to reveal a beautiful enchantress. The prince tried to apologize, but it was too late, for she had seen that there was no love in his...
They are trying to tell you we all come from a royal bloodline of kings and queens, but we lost our way when we fell in love with the material world. And Disney found a clever way to put us under hypnosis so we don't understand what's taking place. The leading character of his cartoon is called Belle. Belle represents a certain kind of frequency. You notice soon as Belle walked into the store, the bell rung over her head. The goddess is now asleep. She is stuck reading a fairy tale book to try to understand creation. But she forgot she is the one that actually created creation. Remember, we are the kings and queens of this reality. But we lost our way and they turned us into a beast in the Matrix. The beast was given a red rose inside of this jar. That red rose represents our heart that's locked in the Matrix. He was also given a mirror because we can only see the real world within, not without. After the end of the movie, the beast is actually unalive and he come back to life. That represents rebirth or connecting back to your spiritual self. These movies are trying to tell us that we are at the bottom of the universe, the material world, the lowest realm in the universe. Check out the link in my bio for more info. You will never be able to wake up.
I hope you enjoyed Christmas indeed. I know we celebrated opening gifts under the tree. Oh, that was cute. But now I wanna unwrap the lies and gift y'all with the truth. I'll first say, December 25th is not Jesus' birthday, more like September. Biblical context shows Jesus wasn't even born in the winter. But wait, there's more to this. Day we celebrate really honors the sun god Horus. I swear it get crazy. Cause on this day, they pleased him by sacrificing babies. Now what? How long it take to make a baby? 9 months. Now let's press rewind. Okay, now get this. This takes us back 9 months before Christmas. And now, this is where it gets deeper. Cause 9 months before Christmas is Easter. Hold on. Is y'all getting the connection? Easter symbolizes the resurrection. It's getting really deep for sure. Easter is also a god. The god of fertility and war. This explains the eggs you all see. This pagan holiday was expressed through orgies. The men and the ladies are smashed that night. 9 months later, his babies are sacrificed. Soon as them lives were flowing, Horus would be waiting to slit them open. Crazy peep this. How does get flipped to celebrate baby Jesus? Hard to understand this one. Now where we get Santa from? Imposed as Saint Nick, evil from the start. Ancient writers known him as demon from the north. There wasn't no freights there, and he was carried by snakes with wings, not reindeers. I mean, it's just blatant. Rearrange the word Santa, you get Satan. Nah, that's ridiculous. Dr. Umar voice. You don't find that suspicious? Demonic conspiracy. Even down to the Christmas tree. During winter, soulless prayers delivered to the evergreen tree to save him from the dangers of winter. This was a time when they held events where they fed Christians to lions. Now this ridiculous.
That's
And
crazy.
we calling this Christmas. It got nothing to do with that of religion. It's just a marketing tool for capitalism. And fast forward these nasty times where we celebrate the birth of a man in Palestine. But it's strange, feel me? Cause coincidentally, his babies being bombed in that same city. So this how I'ma put this. Merry Christmas, miss me with the bull. I hope you enjoy Christmas.
I'm retiring after 23 years, and my job was to monitor and analyze the conflict of 3 extraterrestrial biological entity civilizations that have been terraforming and manipulating genetic material on this planet for at least 270 million years. And then over the next 7 hours, he broke down tall blondes, reptilian humanoids, and the Greys. He said the Greys were largely artificial intelligence. A lot was unknown about the progenitor of the Greys. The blondes were in many, many solar systems in the Milky Way galaxy. That the reptilians were here first. And that the reptilians claim Earth as their own. But the blondes want to be able to do laboratory experiments on Earth as well, and so do the Greys. 3-way conflict. The blondes have been trying to annihilate the reptilians. The reptilians have been trying to annihilate the blondes. The Greys have sometimes taken sides, other times they do their own independent thing. But he said, what we have come to learn is why I wanted to do this meeting with you. Because I got a call that said you have to get Linda Moulton Howe's new book. She has a 106-page chapter about the resurrection technology that we have never wanted anyone to know anything about, that on any discovery of this ever. And I said, well, my sources are the people in the human abduction syndrome. He said, I realize we underestimate what the non-humans are doing with people. And then he talked to me about how the reptilians and the blondes fight. He said, the blondes make reptilian containers, and they have the ability to put their consciousness and their life force into the reptilian container. The reptilians began to catch on to what the blondes were doing, and they started making blonde containers and putting their reptilian consciousness. And then the Greys saw what the blondes and the reptilians were doing, and the Greys created blondes and reptilians that they would move into.
Why can't we all just get along?
Linda, you cannot tell
why I gotta be like this
on this planet without very sophisticated technology. He said over time, in the analysis that he did, that the biggest fight seemed to be over territory. And the biggest fight seemed to be over what to do or not to do with one of the latest genetic experiments, Homo sapiens sapiens. And all 3 of those extraterrestrial groups want to do laboratory experiments here. They want the other 2 to go away. And he said to me, what I think and why I'm talking to you and why I sought you out I frankly think that if the whole world knew the whole truth that I'm talking to you today, it would probably create a dent in the ability of those 3 extraterrestrial civilizations to manipulate humans.
This is a video of some dude that got caught shoplifting. You get to see.
Now, it's been a few months since I talked about this video that got over 10 million views, where it shows these 2 guys who apparently sailed all the way to Antarctica and found a new type of water. It looks kind of weird, it looks glassy, it looks almost as if it were thicker, and we still don't know a scientific reason for why this is or who these 2 guys are. But I wanted to talk a little bit about the account that did post this. The account is called Earthwatcher777, and they don't even say anything in their videos. They just post these cryptic videos of the sea, and then they put an image of a flat earth map with extra ice rings around it with holes in other continents. But they don't give any other explanation other than the picture. Like, we don't see anything out there. And then there's this video which shows Antarctica melting because the sun got too close on the map. So Earthwatcher77, I like your videos. Could you please reach out to me, let me know why you're posting this?
This is the reason why this cartoon was banned from production.
After a cold open, the theme song starts off each episode.
Look, alright, I have to skip that because of copyright reasons. I know you guys want to see that, but it's copyright, alright? You guys want me to keep making these videos, gotta make sure everything is right.
Very fucking interesting. What are you doing? Run!
This is a commercial.
Wick the greatest.
Wow.
This is the real thing! Nah, man. This is the real thing.
Are you wearing the new Icon Clash?
I need this in size 8.
I need a 6.
I need this at 16.
Y'all seen this shit?
Not today.
Is it dead?
Clash not dead. Yeah, I'm refreshing y'all memory about this Foot Locker commercial. Zombies, asteroids, aliens. Yeah, they pretty much got every conspiracy inside this goddamn commercial. Now, I know I'm not the only person that had that thought that everything's gonna happen at one time. Y'all let me know what y'all think about this strange Foot Locker commercial.
Definitely gonna happen like that.
Like a follow for more wisdom. Stay tuned.
Let me tell you guys why John Wick was one of the most successful franchises in the history of action movies. They chose the perfect person to play the perfect role and get the job done, and that's Keanu Reeves. Born on September 2nd, 1964, he's a for-life pal. He was abandoned by his father at the age 3, his daughter passed away, and his girlfriend died in a car accident. And somehow he still managed to be successful. This is proof that for-life pals came to beat the odds. And if you watch any of the John Wick movies, that's the exact role he played. He came to beat the odds and kick ass while doing it. Many of the fours tends to be gangsters anyways. NBA Youngboy is a four. Kevin Gates is also a four. Even Jetty Youngin was a lifetime four. Let me tell you guys why John Wick was one of the most successful franchises.
This has been a very strange year for the topic of giants. We've seen videos where people claim to have seen giants peeking out of a cave in Mexico. Some people claiming to record a giant on top of a mountain and then that same person going missing later on in the year. And even testimonies where someone claimed to see a giant shut a door on the side of a mountain. What's interesting is that the same person who claimed to have witnessed this door open and shut on the side of a mountain also claimed that government agents were following him and keeping tabs on him. Ever since these claims that there was a giant or door located on the side of this mountain became popularized, many content creators went there in person to test this out themselves, flying drones and even knocking on the mountain where they believed the door was. Now, to be very honest, I thought all of this was just nonsense, but I have seen videos where small teams of people were able to hide bunkers in the side of mountains, so who knows what's possible for governments or even giants. Leave a like and let me know what you think. This has been a very strange year.
Think of
The
wealth
truth about
in terms
wealth,
of
part
rich
1.
or poor. But broadly
broadly speaking, there are arguably 5 different levels of rich. And at each level, things change very drastically. The difference between what a millionaire can do and a billionaire can do is simply staggering. In this video, we'll be exploring what life is like at each of these different wealth levels and delving into how the ultra-rich spend their money, including some of the most bizarre and extravagant purchases you've ever heard of. But as you're watching, you'll realize that one of the biggest changes that happens at each of these wealth levels is perspective. Because prices feel relative to how much you earn. So if you compare someone who's earning $40,000 a year with someone earning $400 million a year, it's 10,000 times more. Which means a Lambo that costs $300,000 to them is the equivalent of spending $30. A $10 million piece of art feels like $1,000. A $50 million home in the Hamptons feels more like $5,000. So, whilst to us, each of those purchases would feel so major, to a billionaire, it's not even something they'd really need to think about. And of course, when you're that wealthy, it's not just items and experiences that you can buy. But we'll get to that. Let's instead start off with the first level of rich, the top 1%. Even though this phrase is synonymous with being extremely rich, if your income is over about $200,000 a year, you would technically be part of the top 1% of worldwide earners. And so, being in the top 1% may not make you feel quite as rich as you would think. Because sure, you can typically afford a nice house and car, but with those things comes higher costs. And so you probably don't feel very financially secure, and you're likely still working a full-time job. Which is why beyond this level, wealth starts to be measured in net worth rather than income. Because the more wealth you have, the more assets you have. And you're probably not making your money from a normal salary. So the next level of rich is a net worth of $10 million to $30 million.
Life for part 2.
At this level, think of
The
wealth
truth about wealth.
Life for part 2.
Top 4 cartoon characters that scared the hell out of me when I was a kid. This is Spider-Man though, so ignore him. Let's get
Let's
it.
see.
Number 4, we got King Ramses. I ain't gotta say why we scared of him. Half of y'all still scared of him right now. And y'all grown.
It overlooks
yeah, we was sitting there trying to watch our favorite cartoon. This
Try
dude just
again.
popped up sitting in the fog saying return to slab.
Nah,
return
try
to slab.
again. That
I
was trash.
done. It ain't help he had that big egg
Okay.
head and he was just swaying in the fog back and forth.
Okay.
Eustace tried to make it funny, but we was all scarred. I cried a little bit, I ain't gonna lie. Number 3, we got that freaky mermaid from Flapjack. I mean, just look at her. That's not right. Now, she didn't really do too much because she was just sitting in the water looking at you like this right here. But it's the fact that they stole this girl's heart, and every time they made a wish, she just got worse and worse sitting in the water. Look, she melted right here. Now, I guarantee you ain't getting that out your head as a kid. Ain't no way. I mean, she did transform into some beautiful sky maid, I think that's what you call it, and I guess it looked pretty. But the size of her compared to them is horrifying all in itself. And then if you remember this moment, you know how she said yes, that was nah. Don't look it up unless you want to be scarred. She sounded like Mufasa and Rick Ross having a deep voice contest. Number 2, we got them fruit witches from Adventure Time. Don't let that sweet face fool you, please. Yeah, you see how they look like beautiful women? Yeah, that's a fruit. They're trying to play you right now.
Okay,
That little
you
thing on
gotta
top of
move
their
that
head, it's not smiling like that for real. These little wenches right here had a fruit table, a whole table full of fruit, talking about, oh, partake of the fruit, trying to get you to eat it. But little did you know, once you ate that fruit, they was gonna turn into this and tear you limb from limb. Yeah, they was like some weird cannibal people. Remember how that little black thing looked all cute sitting on top of their head? Look at it now. You wanna put your hand in that? It looked like you're trying to sharpen your pencil. Their whole thing was trying to get you to eat the fruit so you could turn into a fruit. Then they was gonna rip you limb from limb and feed you to that peanut butter cup sitting on top of their head. You see them bones in that apple? That was one of them. They eating their sister right now. What the hell wrong with them? Fruit witches. This is why I don't trust girls now. And number 1. Yeah, number 1. Look, I ain't gotta say too much. All you need to know is that we could do this the easy way or the hard way. The choice is yours. How you gonna stare through my TV and tell me that booty is more important than eating food and drinking water? Do you know how bad that traumatized me as a kid? I was scared for like 3 weeks. Then the icing on the cake, I found out that he was a real person.
Right. That was crazy.
If your name is Tom. The Booty Warrior, stuff of nightmares. What the hell? Top 4 cartoon characters that scared the hell out of me when I was a kid. This is Spider-Man, those who ignore him. Let's get it.
Yeah, you got it right. The new alphabet order. The N-A-O. Got it right that time. Well, let's get into this shit. Dog. What the fuck kind of book is this, dog? Yeah. Why the kids just can't learn the motherfucking ABCs? Why you gotta put some other shit on it? Why it gotta be the gay BCs, dog? Now, how you raise your kids is how you raise your
Please, man.
But guess what?
Parents, man.
All these books.
Protect the kids, man.
Plus community for our children to indoctrinate them. Now, my son thought he was a motherfucking Power Ranger because he's a
If you somebody that look at life, you know you look at life totally different than everybody around you. You know you's probably somebody that be at school. You be at school and you just be having these thoughts like, why am I in this classroom? Why am I in this school? Why do I have to be here, etc. If you somebody that work, you somebody that be having to go to these bum ass jobs. We didn't come here to work, man. Hope you know that. But if you somebody that have to work, and you be at work like, why am I, this is not what I'm supposed to be doing. You get these thoughts in your head, these thoughts pop up in your head, this is not what I'm supposed to be doing, etc., etc. You have to understand, most of us, we are not from here, man. We came here for a totally different purpose. You get what I'm saying? We are not from here. And if you don't know nothing about nothing about spiritual, if you don't know nothing about spiritual, when I say we not from here, you gonna think we some bullshit, some third dimensional bullshit. I can't relate to you in any type of way, shape, or form. We can't relate to you any type of way, shape, or form. But when I say we are not from here, I mean that from the bottom of my fucking soul. We are not from here. We came here for a purpose. You have to understand, if you've been subscribed to this channel, I have been saying this for so long. We have superpowers. Some of y'all have superpowers that you need to unlock. When I say this, I'm not talking about no video game, no weird shit. You can do anything you put your mind to. You have to understand, all of this shit, this world that we living in is not real. And I mean that. It's an illusion. We in a matrix. So every time you feel some type of way, just think about it. We in a matrix. You are not your thoughts. That is not you in the first place. You are not your thoughts. This matrix is made to keep our superpowers hidden. That's why you need to go and get in nature. When people tell you to get in nature, start planting your feet in the dirt, etc., etc., that's how you start to get information about yourself. Random ideas start popping in your head that you never had before in your life. Like, you will be somebody that's in a tough situation. You will start getting into nature. All of a sudden, you start getting these good ass ideas to better your situation. Yet, you was in that tough ass situation for years. Soon as you get in nature, you see the clear-eyed view how to get out your situation. This is answers coming from your higher ups. Some of y'all are psychics and don't even know it. Most of us have deja vu, right? Some of y'all motherfuckers are already psychics and all type of shit and don't even know it. I know you probably heard deja vu is from our past lives. Yes, we do have past lives. I know you probably heard deja vu is this or glitches in the matrix. Some people say we have deja vu when they change something in the matrix. I heard all type of shit. But one thing I do know for sure, you have psychic abilities. We all do. Some have them right now and not even aware of them. That's why it's always something new. And what do I mean by always something new? It's always something new to keep our attention off ourselves.
Facts.
And then when we start feeling all down and depressed and stressed and all this, now we pointing fingers at all type of shit, when in reality, we doing it to ourselves. The more, I tell y'all like this.
That's a fact. Well, it's always something new, bro. They always got something new coming out. Whether it's a celebrity, a new food, it's always something, in the media to distract you. They always want you to be out. They want you to think outside of yourself rather than within. have you stressing about stuff that don't even matter. That don't even matter. Nobody cares about what happened with Kanye and all that. You know what I mean? Like, man, focus on yourself, for real.
2050 America. These billionaires been linking up, having their little dinners and brunches and quartets, talking about mega cities. Check this video out, because this is crazy.
This is Brzezinski, comes from the planet Zog, and this is David Rockefeller. Now, they co-founded the Trilateral Commission, one of those organizations in that Bilderberg Council on Foreign Relations network. They want a world of regions. If you're going to have...
I heard that he's a disinformational agent, but he's going to give you some truth, but he's not going to give you the full truth. You know what I'm trying to say, right? Like, he's going to give you a little truth, but he's not going to give you the full truth, right?
Total control
Just letting you know.
In the Orwellian police state. This is why, things like the Hunger Games, they have sectors which are fenced off from the other sectors. Is you need to do it right to the local level if you want total control. And this is why you're seeing this movement of the police state going into communities. So one area of this structure they want is breaking countries up into regions. This is one of the maps for how they intend to break up European Union into regions. And what they have planned is that regions of one country are connected into regions in another, therefore destroying national sovereignty and national unity, because they want an end to sovereignty. They want an end to all of it. They just want technocrats, bureaucrats. This is something called America 2050. This is all connected into the agenda for Agenda 21, and they have broken up America
everybody
into
in pockets.
a series of
They really already got us like that.
in which they will have mega cities, what they
Wow.
call human settlement zones.
So y'all go check out Iconic Media on Instagram for this video. This sound like another Hegelian dialect setup. And the way it's setting up, the way it's lining up is perfectly aligned for another mud flood, another reset, another burying of history. But we in a technology age, that's going to be harder to do. But you see how they got the FEMA camps already. Listen, all of these FEMA camps was probably already underground bunkers that were already there. I don't believe they're building these. They just expand stuff. They expand a whole network that's already there. They're on a planet. They don't run nothing. The only person running this planet is Source, fam. Source work through everything. That's why you got things like right place, right time, wrong place, wrong time. So you can't just be like, oh, these orders are doing it. They taking advantage of the universal laws and information that we don't want to bestow on. And the information is here now, but y'all got to understand, when it's a time where a lot of information is being let out, that means something is about to happen, bro. They not just letting us learn all this for nothing. And you could say we not doing nothing with it, but it's a lot of people like myself that are doing things with this information, and they changing their life. So what are we leading to? That's why they've been making movies like the Civil War setup or the Leave the World Behind setup, because it's a scenario that can favor into the mega cities. And just bet you don't even have to do it off of fear. I feel like they're not gonna have. I feel like they can't get that pull off of fear no more. So they could even make it off of the mega cities off convenience, or it looks like an advancement. Have new AI buildings, and I don't know about AI buildings. I don't know how that's gonna work, but new AI buildings and new towns and sites and cities, and they have the city all lit up, so that you gonna attract to the mega city because you think it's the new hot thing, the new hot thing. Just like how people move to Atlanta, think they finna get a deal. Clown, you finna get extorted. You feel me? But yeah, this is interesting. These what these billionaires be talking about, so we can chop it up on this level too, on the commoner level, or the property level, because you know they look at us like a straight stock. That's why on your driver's license, all your name and everything capitalized, bro. You're a business product to them. That's how they think about you. So y'all have to understand something, bro. You have governed birthright over your mind, over your thoughts, over what you think, and what you think creates your reality. So stop letting these people think for you, and let's look at it and break down what they're really doing, and not be surprised when things pop up in our face. All I'm saying is about this video is you see where they're trying to get at, but they're not going to be able to do it. Y'all clapped. This is a America 2050 plan, but y'all never see it. Babylon will never see it. You'll never see it come to play. That's why y'all sick. That's why they look so old in the face. You think you stressing over in your everyday life? They're stressing. Because we want to live in harmony. Most people just want to live comfortable, and not even just comfortable to where like you're not doing nothing. Comfortable as in you're not getting unnecessary stressors. A good stress would be, man, I rose up. It's time to go get my water and carry it back home. Or that's good stressors, like, you know, going to the, this is primitives, going to the gym, something like that. But stressing over things that you can't control, or stressing over situations that they set up for you. Oh, you signed the contract, so it's your responsibility. But I only took the contract because of my circumstance. I didn't have no other way to get resource. So how you gonna uphold me to this contract that you still making money off of me? You making more money than I'm. It's an iterative method in which the contradiction between a proposition, thesis, and antithesis is resolved at a higher level of truth synthesis. They trying to make it sound all crazy. They give you the problem and the solution, and they give you a attempt of trying to fix it. Like, okay, so they give you a scenario, the whole scenario, then they give you a problem that's occurring, then they give you the solution. But it was all it was all lined in, you know? It was all staged. They'll never see these cities and these things and these plans come to play. Yeah, it's a billion prophecies, but how many of them gonna actually be brought out? If the sun and the CMEs come smack this earth back in order, what you gonna do? Because no matter what y'all wanna say, everything ain't the government. All right, I'm out.
Well, that's true.
2050
everything ain't the government too. You're right.
Watch this, and listen to what these people are.
All right, y'all. I'm gonna go ahead and end it off right there, man. We sat here for a cool 2.5 hours, I guess, almost 3 hours again. Hope you guys took something from this. But you already know we're gonna keep these videos coming. All right. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. And I'm going to end it off right here, man. Why did I say that twice? Excuse that, but you know, I'm probably just tired. That's probably what it is. But I will see you guys in the next one. Make sure you get you a fruit in for today. I don't care what you eat for today. Make sure you get you a fruit in for today. All right. But with all that being said, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.